Over the hills and far away from Zeppelin, of course. I've had a lot of requests for this one, and there's a lot of tutorials online for this one, but for some reason, a lot of people have asked me to do this one, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'll do it in two parts. I'll do the acoustic part in sort of part one, and then all the electric stuff in a separate video, which hopefully, time willing, I'll get to pretty soon. I've taught this to a lot of students over the years, of course, and I think one of the hardest things about this is just getting the rhythm right. You know, Jimmy Page, as he used to call it, played kind of tight but loose. But if you can wrap your head around what he's doing with the strumming, you can really keep it in time. But of course, we first start off with the lick, right? And you can see that up there on the tab. Okay, the most important thing about this little lick is keeping the notes even, creating a nice, even rolling feeling. You don't want it to sound like, you know, you don't want that kind of thing. You want a nice round. And of course, after the lick, we're landing a standard G chord, and the strumming on that is down, up, up, down. And then we come back and do the second lick, which basically starts out the same way, but there's obviously some differences. For one thing, you're using the open G string instead of the open D string at the tail end of that very opening lick. Right? And then we do a straight pull off from 4 to 2 to open on the G string, and you want all your fingers in place for this. You don't want to try to roll over to make it happen. You're just sort of flicking your hand like this to make it happen. And then you hit the D string. And then we go to a D chord. And you'll hear Page kind of really complete that strum, even though, of course, it's in his loose style. So that's down, up, down, up. And then back to the lick. So what we have so far is so the second time through, you only have time to hit the D chord once, just one singular downstroke before he starts the... And as you can see, I'm using a lot of alternate picking to play this. I think that's probably the best approach. Back to the strumming that we spoke about earlier, down, up, down. And then, of course, it's back to... And then we lead into the next section here, where the lick is the same out the gate, using the open D string again. And then we connect with a C add 9 chord. And what Jimmy does on this is he just nails the bass note. And that's sort of a down, 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 up. And then you kind of move through the chord accordingly. So it's sort of the same pattern, just opening up the chords a little bit. Down, 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 up, down, 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 up, like that. And then we connect with this chord, which you can see on the tab, a cool kind of Eastern sounding chord. And you slide up to the next position, the 3rd fret. Same chord voicing, of course, I mean same fingering, but you slide up to the 3rd fret. For that, you just got to kind of listen, keep the strumming nice and loose, and try to put the accents where you hear Jimmy do it. back to the opening riff again. When I play that right there, this is where he brings the 12 string into it. So he's got both a 6 string and a 12 string wailing away. So I play the lick, and I like to hit both the G and the B string there to capture a little bit of that sound. So up to a degree, you're playing the same thing, right? And so on and so forth, right up through the... And this is where it changes, where the first time you went, you're going to do this. So let me just play through that part slowly with the tab up on the screen. There's a lot of rhythm work in the right hand happening, but I think you can catch it if I do it slow enough. Now, a little bit about that. When you land that C add 9 chord, you can play it how you did the first time, or just kind of arpeggiate through the chord a little bit. And then you make your way back through the whole thing for the vocal, but there's a little bit that Jimmy throws in there during the vocal, okay? So you're doing this out the gate as usual. That's the little trick right there. And again, it's up on the tab, but I'll play it nice and slow for you. And where that fits in is right here, starting from where the vocal comes in. Into the electric part. Now, of course, what I was playing there is just a D-shaped chord up on the 9th fret and then the 7th fret. And again, just keep your wrist and your rhythm playing nice and loose. Whichever you like. And so once again, I'll do the electric part in a separate video, but there you go, the acoustic or acoustics intro to Over the Hills and Far Away.